Um, Good afternoon. Good day, everyone. So I will discuss the module 8, setting up, launching, and operating an enterprise. So module 8 focuses exactly on these crucial stages: the raising capital, completing legal formalities, um, finally launching and running the business successfully. How to source the funds is therefore the very first practical skills every founder must master. Yeah. So starting a business is one of the most empowering decision a person can make. It transforms an idea into reality and gives the entrepreneur full control over their financial aspects. Yeah. Many aspiring entrepreneurs fail not because their ideas are bad, but because they run out of money in the first few months. Understanding where and how to source funds is therefore the very first practical skill every founder must master, whether it is personal savings, family support, bank loans, government grants, or modern crowdfunding. Each funding source has its own advantages and requirements. Once the money is secured, the business must become legal. This means choosing the right business structure, registering the business name, and obtaining all necessary permits and licenses. Skipping or delaying this steps can lead to heavy fines, forced closure, or even criminal liability. In most countries today, government has made registration faster through online one-stop shop, but the entrepreneur still needs to know exactly which documents to prepare. The third and most exciting phase is the actual launch. A well-planned launch creates buzz, attract the first customers, and set the tone for the brand. Many business organize soft openings, grand openings events, social media campaigns, or influencer partnership. This is a form of advertising na also to help you introduce your business. No? Yeah. After the launch comes the real test, day-to-day operation. This involves managing cash flows, delivering delivering consistent quality, handling customers' complaints, paying suppliers on time, filing taxes, and keeping proper records. Successful operation is never accident. It is the result of system discipline and constant learning. Technology now makes many of these processes easier. Mobile banking, online registration, portal, cloud accounting software, and digital marketing tools have dramatically lowered the barriers to entry. What used to may take months and large amount of capital can sometimes be done in weeks with just a laptop and a stable internet connection. However, easier does not mean easy. Competition is fierce. Customers' expectations are higher than ever, and economic condition can change rapidly, no? Babago ang ekonomiya ng isang bansa, pwedeng tumaas, pwedeng bumaba. The entrepreneur who combines proper funding, full legal compliance, a memorable launch, and disciplined daily operation has the highest chance of surviving the critical first 2 years. Yeah, hope it's clear. So we have here the key concepts. I don't have to explain this to you. You just have to read this. So the search for capital is the first real test of every entrepreneur, according to Ariola et al. And Hirsch et al. The three most common and realistic sources for Philippine startups and small enterprises remain personal saving and bootstrapping, love money from family and friends, formal loans from banks or government assisted programs, personal savings, and bootstrapping. Top the list because they gave the founder full control and force financial discipline from day one. Emphasize that students who use their own money develop a stronger owner's mindset and are more careful with every peso spent. Business Coach reports that more than 70% of successful Philippine SMEs started with Personal or family funds, love money funds from parents, siblings, and close friends rank second because it is the fastest and usually cheapest capital available, right? So Saidali and Manalad calls this relationship capital and warned that although the interest is low or zero, the emotional cost can be high. If the business fails, they strongly recommend putting even family loans in writing to preserve relationship, banks, loans, and government financing programs. Yeah. So for the summary, personal savings and bootstrapping consistently rank as the number one funding source for Filipino micro and small enterprises because they require no approval, no interest, and retain 100% ownership. Bootstrapping developed what Mariotti et al. Called the owner's mindset. Every peso spent hurts personally, so waste is minimized and customers' validation happens fast. No? So other is love money. Funds from parents, sibling, relatives, and close friends is the second most accessible source, often given with little or no interest and very flexible repayment terms. Yung binibigay na tulong ng parents natin. While love money feels informal and strongly recommend a simple written agreement to prevent family conflict if the business struggles. So the third major source is formal debt, bank loans, microfinance institution, and government-assisted program such as DTI Pondo sa Pagbabago, SSS salary loans for business, land bank, SBGFC, financing. Banks and government programs usually require a registered business, a realistic business plan, and 20 to 30% equity contribution from the borrower. So for the government bank loans are more lenient than commercial banks and often carry single digit interest rates and longer grace periods. Effectual entrepreneurs start with whatever is within their control, saving plus love money and only approach banks once they have actual sales data to show. So the most successful founders use a stag approach, bootstrap the minimum viable product, use love money for inventory, and secure formal loans only when cash flow is proven. Combining the three sources reduces risk and gives the entrepreneur flexibility. Relying on only one source often leads to either slow growth or early closure. So thanks to remember, personal saving, bootstrapping, love money, sunod always document family, friends, loans in writing to make sure na mayong illegal na mangyari na just in case na magka-conflict, igwa kang evidence na nagpapatunay kan sa indong transaction. Bank loans require registration and collateral. Yeah, you have to remember this. So government programs offer lower rates and longer terms, minimum 20 to 30% owners equity usually required. Effectuation principle start with means at hand, stage funding, savings, love, money, formal loan, diversifying sources, lower risk, faster growth, business registration permits and licenses. So registering the business is not just a compliance, it is the moment the venture become legitimate. Um, economic entity stress that proper registration protect personal assets, allows access to formal financing and build customer trust. The first decision is choosing the legal structure, sole proprietorship, partnership, or corporation. Yeah. It explained that more than 80% of micro and small enterprises in the Philippines begin as sole proprietor because they are the fastest and cheapest to register and have simpler task rules. Every businesses, regardless of structures, must secure local permits. Business tips and actual government portals confirms that the usual sequence for a sole proprietorship, barangay business clearance, DTI businesses, name registration, mayor's permit, special permits, corporation and partnership. Yeah. So For the registration transforms an idea into legal entity that can sign contracts, open banks. Yeah. Over 80% of Philippine micro enterprises start as a sole proprietorship because they are the simplest and cheapest to register. So we have sole proprietorship, uh, register the business's name with DTI. A registered business gain credibility with customers, suppliers, and especially with banks. Operating without proper registration and permits can result in fines up to 500,000, forced closure, or criminal liability. Local permits, barangay clearance, mayor's permit are mandatory regardless of businesses structures because they prove the LGU allows you to operate in that location. Industry-specific licenses, FDA, DOH, DepEd, LFTRB are required on top of basic permits and often take the longest time. Corporation offer the strongest asset protection. Personal houses and cars cannot be seized for business debts. Online one-step shops and the e-starting business processes have moved the Philippines from 170th to inside the top 50 globally in World Bank rankings. Annual renewal of permits and taxes is not negotiable. A simple calendar reminder prevents costly penalties and business interruption. So we have things to remember: registration, sole proprietorship, mayor's permit, BIR registration. Things to remember: industry specific permits, corporation, unregistered businesses, online system, annual renewal is required. Yeah. So how to apply for a business license? So step 1, reserve your business new name in with DTI. Step 2, secure barangay clearance and local zoning. Yan. Step 3, apply for the mayor business permit at the city or municipal hall. So step 4, register with the Bureau of Internal Revenue BIR through the e-reg system to get the certificate of registration. Step 5 is obtain industry specific permits: FDA for food, DepEd for tutorial center, DOH license for clinics. So launch and operate own businesses. Launching is the celebration of everything you have. Prepare for Stephen Marriott teaches his student that well executed launch can generate 30 to 90 days for operating cash from opening deals sales alone. Yeah. A soft opening, invite only or limited hours, is recommended by Ariola et al. And Business Coach to test system, train staff, and fix problems before the public judges you. Many restaurants and retail stores use this 3 to 7 days period to perfect services. Follow the grand lunch should be an event. Use social media countdowns, opening day promos, free taste, raffles, and local influencer. Yeah. So we have the key outlines. I'm going to discuss the key outlines. Prepare complete checklist and photocopies first. Register business name outline. Get barangay clearance. Submit LGU business one stop. Secure fire safety. Register with BIR. Pay 500 BIR registration documentary stamp. Order official receipt from the accredited printer. Applied for industry specific licenses. Create compliance calendar and renew annually. Yeah, that's it. We are done with the module 8, and thank you for listening.